Hello, and welcome to Your Backyard, my YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. I try to inspire you and bring you along on my journey here in my simple barrier island food forest here in Central Florida, Zone 10A, where I have employed many of the principles of, I think all the principles of permaculture. And we've got a nice little community going on the channel. Been doing this for about 10 years. And one of the things we like to do is get together and pet the bunzos, put the chickies to bed. I'll give you some updates first, start off. First thing is we have kicked off the new series, Installing Food Systems. Also, in the process of writing a book in the same area about how to install simple food systems and how they connect and feed each other to get you to a point where you have a permaculture setup in your backyard that is enriching your life in many ways, not just pragmatically. I come out to these chickens and I see, hello James Tropicals, welcome on. Always good to see you. But I can tell my wife has left some chips out here, some old chips. Tell you what, I'm a little concerned about the chickens, just a little bit. The barred rock, the black chickens, when we got them from Tractor Supply, they, shortly after getting home, got what's called pasty butt, which is where the vent on the chicken, it kind of gets sealed by the chicken manure there. So you have to go and clean it off. And if you don't, they get clogged up and they stopped up and they actually can die. And they frequently do die. And that's a common cause of chick mortality if you get chickens, which I encourage you to do, to get chickens. If you get chickens, you know, they might get pasty butt after you brought them home from the feed store or wherever you got them. Stress from the transport. Now, here's what happened. All of these Rhode Island Red hybrids, the golden birds that we have, all of those did fine. However, all three, we had three at that time. One turned out to be a rooster, so we gave it to the farm. All three of the barred rocks got the pasty butt, which is, I thought, was a sign of stress. You know, I looked up on the internet how to solve that and got them remedied, no problem. It was very easy to do. Tons of videos on it. Uh-oh. Palm Nation. The moderator power. You've got the wrench next to your name, whatever that means. By the way, thank you for being a moderator. We've never had to moderate, I don't think, anything. Which is kind of nice. But yeah, so the barred rocks, they definitely, I believe, are a little bit more easily stressed out. And I believe they're a little bit more docile chicken than these hybrids. Because really, they kind of get bullied by the hybrids. Facebook. Facebook. I'm resisting the tractor beam-like pull of Facebook. But I'm not going to resist, I don't think, the idea of starting up a web page here soon. Your Backyard web page. Start writing some articles about things. Oh, you see that? Did you see that? Oh, I didn't even realize that Facebook had gone out. But all I can say is, I think I'm going to go ahead and start the Eat Your Backyard website. It's been something I've been wanting to do for years. Why not? And there we can also have the t-shirts. I finally decided on a t-shirt design. Oh, and another good update for the channel. It's cool. We've got some people on the stream now. In addition to James Tropicals. James Tropicals is enough. Here's what we're going to do. Okay, so my friend who's excellent with woodworking, who I'm trading some of these eggs for signs. The sign that's going to go here, we have decided, drum roll please, it's going to be a yin yang, Town and Country. I know it's very cliche, very 1980s, but I like that about it. I want it to be full-on Karate Kid style. Cobra Kai. We're going to do a Shishugiban treatment of the wood, which will be solid wood. And we plan to make it 4x4, which I'm really interested. By the way, anybody who watches this video, leave it in the comments. You can leave it, it's live stream right now. You can just leave it in the chat. But how big you think? Yes, sir. Subscribe to Palm Nation. Absolutely. Shout out to Palm Nation. Shout out to Palm Enthusiasm in general. But how big do you think the Town and Country symbol, the yin and yang, you know what I'm talking about, the fish and the fish, or hopefully you know. Town and Country symbol. I had a skateboard as a kid in 1980s that had a big, it's a banana yellow skateboard, and it had a gigantic Town and Country symbol, and it was Town and Country surf clothes company. But we're gonna put one here. It's gonna look much more, kind of classic, blend into the wood here. But Shishugiban is a process of burning the wood. It's a Japanese wood treatment technique, which you just like char the wood on the outside to give it a color, and it also seals the wood. And I actually saw that technique being used. They didn't call it Shishugiban, but I saw the technique being used on that Homestead Rescue TV show. I really like that TV show, especially the main character, the guy that runs it with the mustache and the cowboy hat. So assertive. We're getting it done. We're digging a pond. We're going to purify your water. And we're going to take out half of this mountain, build a gold mine. I mean, just incredible. I love the idea of homesteading and connecting with people that are homesteading and producing the homestead effect as much as possible. So I did this evening have a fantastic surf session. It was, we've had a number of hurricanes just spinning up through the Atlantic Ocean, and there's just been swell coming in like crazy. When it gets cool like this, it's just so nice. I mean, I wonder what, it just feels like winter right now. All right, let's go into the Zen sanctuary. Hey, Granny Goose. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the Shishugiban, do you mean? I just want to say Shishugiban, and I haven't reached the amount of times you could say it too much yet today, in my opinion. All right. Here it is. So the temperature is, well, shy over 80. A little bit over 80. Not too bad. Now this thing, the Dynatrap for mosquitoes, here's the best advice I can give anybody in terms of mosquitoes, and it was handed to me by my 10-year-old son, who told me, just live with it. That's been a major breakthrough for me this year, which is the concept of simply living with mosquito bites. And I got to tell you, it's been really liberating. I mean, because you're never going to not get bitten by it. There's nothing you can do. Hey, Camel. There he is. All right. All right, Camel, you pick as a honor. By the way, Camel, we need to look at something here while we're taking care of business. Sorry, my skills with this are not excellent. All right. Camel. Okay. Palm Nation, are you ready for this? Camel, will you be a moderator on Eat Your Backyard? Yes, there you go. All right, I'm adding you. There you go. Camel Likes Coke is now a moderator of your channel. There you go. Now your next comment, you'll have a blue wrench. Okay. Yes, sir. Welcome to the Cackle Fest Club. Absolutely. You see, Palm Nation already has your orientation package ready. You know, you got to ask yourself sometimes, what is, you talk about yin and yang. Talk about yin and yang. Is it a coincidence that I have rabbits that represent the existential truth of the universe? It's not a coincidence. Let's go ahead. That's right. That's right. We have Cackle Fest. I think, I'm not sure if my chickens speak English, but if they do, it seems like I'm breaking through. All right, let's see. They speak cackle, that we know. All right, I got to go two-handed. I'm going to let little Thumper out just so he gets a run before it gets dark. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Every time. All right, let's see how these chickens are doing. I've actually had a bit of a drama in the chicken department, to be honest. And that is that I had a couple of soft eggs that were laid by, specifically we know which hen, by power of scientific reasoning. It was Poncy. Oh, look at that. You see how she was just, I don't think it was in the shot, but oh yes, yes. You know, with one chicken laying, you know, semi-weird eggs, that's how you get on the list to sign up for freezer camp, folks. You know, when you have chickens, you take on an awesome responsibility. Nice. Uh-oh. One free. All right. Chicken breakout. She earned it. I'm going to leave one to go free range. Wild chicken. My system is not, I got to improve this system big time. Oh, by the way, this particular wall, talk about, oh, this is the fun thing about making like a Mr. Rogers style backyard situation here. I should run a train, a remote control train. But I'm going to take out this middle piece. All these panels I'm going to take out, and I'm going to make it a screened area so that wind can flow right on through. Yeah, on this channel, we know how to do live action chicken cam. We have the gimbal. I mean, we take it very seriously. We don't want a shaky shot of these hens. You know, so yeah, the soft eggs. We got 2 soft eggs, and we also had, I saw one of the soft eggs had broken, and one of the golden birds was eating the broken soft egg. That was really disturbing and gross. I didn't actually know what it was. Yeah, Palm Nation. Yeah, those days aren't over. If there was unripe mulberries on this, I would eat it. Oh, there are actually. Now I'm gonna, now I've evolved. I'm going to feed unripe mulberries to the chickens. The tartness of this mulberry could cause an excellent egg. 2? Oh, I'm not giving it to you. Nope. 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 All right. just in case. Let's see. I mean, we were getting 5 eggs almost every day, and then all of a sudden it kind of went down to 4. Today it's 3, but one of them was pecked by one of the other chickens, and that really bummed me out because we don't want egg eaters. All right, no more. What's the consensus? Time to take out the golf balls? I suppose so. They're like a comfort object at this point, to think that the hens are still going to lay their eggs up there for good. But yeah, they don't seem to be running to the coop. All right, let's see. We got a free-range chicken. First of all, they have figured out how to just push it enough to get it open. But I'll give you another quick update since you're on the insider track of Eat Your Backyard. And that is that the one place where they seem to be jumping over, we have this 4-foot fence here, and you can hardly see it, probably in the picture, because you can hardly see it in real life. It's awesome. But because you can hardly see it, I believe the chickens really, although they can see it, they don't tend to want to jump on it because it's so wobbly and crazy. However, when they see something they can land on, like this, I had it come in, they would jump over it and onto it. So what I did was, on this area, I just added another all the way up. All the way. Just fenced in that whole thing Jurassic Park style. And you know why I say Jurassic Park, probably. Because chickens are frequently referred to as velociraptors in chicken signage. We were going to buy chicken signage. Of course, we don't need to buy chicken signage anymore because it's going to be made for us. All right. This is going to be in an upcoming video, by the way, which is my secret concoction. Look at that worm tea. I cover it so the chickens don't get in trouble in that deep water. I don't know if they get out, but I don't think they will. But I have 2 of the 3 ingredients I intend to put into walking rotisserie chicken. Yeah, I know. Every time we pick them up, we say that. Like, this is a meaty bird. I mean, Jack and I always say that, meaty bird. I mean, you can feel the delicious chicken you're holding. And you wouldn't want to eat them because they produce so many eggs. Yeah, this is mosquito breeding? Probably. Yeah, probably is. But it produces such a wonder, which is this worm tea. I can't get rid of it. But the rabbit manure, nice and dried, cured rabbit manure. And then also the worm tea. Next thing is the biochar. Now, the biochar is going to be in some upcoming videos, but I just thought I'd show you that in my pit of fire, as I like to call it, some people call it a fire pit, there are the finest chicken vegetables available. They absolutely love this. I wonder what is in this stuff that makes them love it so much. But this and purslane, they really go bananas for. All right, we're gonna see how a free-range hen adjusts to this. What a peculiar place to be getting a yield. This is really exemplifies the whole permaculture approach, which is that it's all connected. And by the way, flow, the word flow, flow is intimately involved in this, as far as I know. If you're having to try too hard, I mean, sure, you got to try hard to dig a hole, to do a thing, but it should be flowing. Oh, you lucky hen. And And what I mean by flowing is that, you know, you're getting into the natural flow of nature, how everything works, you know, and this is how everything works. Like the bird eats the thing that's growing on the ground, and the bird fertilizes the thing on the ground. And when you try to break that flow, we're going full hippie right now, but if you try to break that flow by adding, say, like, I don't know, Scott's Bonus S fertilizer or something like that. Like, I put that stuff on my yard for years, by the way, for years. And then you wonder, you know, what was in that? I have no idea. I'm just saying I don't want to put any kind of unnatural stuff here now. And once I stop doing all that, my grass has never been greener. It's never been healthier. And there's nothing forced. It's just bunny manure. And if you have bunnies, you know how not forced bunny manure actually is. Oh, look at this. Yeah, and the cool thing is, you know, like this harvest here of weeds, you could call them weeds. The chickens don't think they're weeds at all, but you can throw this back in the chicken run, and they'll come back and they'll eat it during the day. They'll come and eat some of that, and then go get some bugs and get a drink of water. They know what to do, but nothing goes to waste now. Which is pretty incredible. That really didn't take that long to get to that state either. No bunny manure. Well, we did see a wild rabbit. We had a report of a wild rabbit, which we've been seeing wild rabbits. And when you see one wild rabbit, you see more than one wild rabbit, because, you know, if I were to put Thumper and Penelope down on the ground in that bunny run, we would have baby bunnies in 30 days, guaranteed. But when you start to see the wild rabbits, you know, where everybody watching out for... I want to be careful what I say so I don't get dinged. Watching out for, you know, contamination, let's say. Well, we don't want wild bunnies coming in and giving my nice, fluffy, gentle city bunnies the cooties. You know what I mean? All right, let's see. So where did Thumper trend to? Oh, yeah. Classic. This is what our bunnies get to do in this bunny pasture that I don't know if many pet bunnies get to do, which I claim is a right of bunnies everywhere. Look at that. Digging a hole, snout down. Yeah, it's nice when you have hawks. They can kind of balance the equation out a bit. But you see, our bunnies get to dig. Dig like we're trying to get out of Alcatraz, you know what I mean? Yeah, well, that's good. Yeah, my aunt would pay me to bring her rabbits. So as a youth, I participated in it. Oh, did you hear it? Thought maybe, since we had the moderators on, we might have a cackle fest beginning, but it looked like it. No, we avoided it. Cackle Fest never happened. No, we have... These bunnies lead a protected and pampered life. They're really beachside bunnies. You know, I like the fact that we give them the opportunity to be bunnies. I like that. And they are just workers for us, So I want them not stressed. I want them to be able to exercise and dig holes and, and take a nap. Like, a lot of times I'll leave them out and they'll just kind of dig around. And I've got the wire around the edge so they can't really dig out. They can dig down and dig deep and they love it. But they give up eventually. They dig a deep enough hole, they're just over it. And then they come up and just sleep on top of the mound. I think that's something that... How you doing, Thumbs? How you doing, huh? I think they get mellow, too. But I'll tell you, if I let them out in the wider yard, Thumper will be incredibly difficult to catch. They get wild in like 10 seconds. Now, Camel, how dare you? More rabbits. I've thought about that 3 times this week. Absolutely more rabbits. We are actually, left it with one of our main small farm friends here locally that we were going to buy a chinchilla New Zealand Californian mix meat rabbit. So we just might buy a rabbit, which will be probably about 12-pound rabbit. And, it's appealing for a lot of reasons because those types of rabbits, those three types of meat rabbits are really known to be docile, friendly, dopey rabbits. And I just love the idea of having like a Bugs Bunny style permaculture rabbit. I think that would be epic. Got to see if my wife would permit it. She's kind of cautioned me to throttle my animal increasing tendency a tad. I mean, every time I go to Tractor Supply, I want to come home with chickens. Every single time. It sure is a pleasant evening. All right, I think while we're not running out of time, I'll put that thumbster in the cage and grab... Well, oh, look at Penelope. Oh, sorry, sweetie. Did I wake you up? She stretches out and puts her... This is her favorite way to lie. It's funny, we have all these... We had 3 in here that we had down these, things to be careful that their paws don't get hurt from the wire cage. And they push them out of the way and intentionally get onto the wire. So interesting. But, I mean, they spend a lot of time out of the cage, so it's not like they're living in there. Yeah, look at Thumper. Now, look, even though this is somewhat gross to look at, it's really incredible to me. It just looks like a gold collection bin. Look at that. This time of year, we don't have the rain, so those rabbit turds just collect on these ridges, and it's like harvesting gold. When you pull these things out and you just pour it right by the corner into a 5-gallon bucket, you have perfect fertilizer. And I've got to pressure wash these. I pressure wash them about every 2 cleanouts, and I find there's almost no smell. That was one of the things I wondered about, was it going to smell, with manures here, but it doesn't at all. I mean, you could just, if you keep up on some kind of schedule of cleaning it out. I'm collecting it, and I view it quite honestly like an incredibly valuable resource that I get to harvest. I'm so grateful for it every time, even though it's just, poo. I was going to go get chickens when I found these rabbits, and they were the key. The rabbits are the key. You could probably use guinea pigs, but at that point, why not just have rabbits? Especially when you can get these little rabbits like these. These are little rabbits. Although I made these cages fairly big for rabbits, these are little guys. And by the way, tendency is that they like their own cage. By the way, mythology around rabbits, there's a lot of like really intense rabbit people on the internet, and I respect that. But Yeah, well, we're going to get a third rabbit. We still have a plan to get a third rabbit. I just need to get final clearance, get the final approval, and then we're going to move out. You know, the problem with there's not a problem. The challenge that's presented with the third rabbit is the third cage. Yeah, so this was no small effort putting this thing together. And I'm pretty happy with it, other than I'm going to have to make modifications. This thing is ridiculous. This is just for shade, but it's temporary. When I built it, I didn't realize that this is how dumb when I pretend to be a carpenter. I didn't realize that you have to put a pitch on a roof. There's no other state. You're not gonna, don't say roof and not have a pitch unless you seriously know what you're doing with drainage. All right. So I didn't know that, so I built this one. It's just a little roof, it won't matter, it'll just dry off. Oh no, it flexed the whole thing in, it was a disaster. And I didn't build the roof wide enough. This is very narrow, which hence is the reason for this tarp monstrosity. I mean, this looks not that great, but it's going to look so good in comparison because I'm going to do a video that shows exactly how we upgrade this area, that I'm glad it looks like this now. Good. Because we're going to extend the roof all the way from this side across to this side, and this whole area will then be shaded from rain, specifically because I don't want these sweet little bunnies to get wet. And that's going to be a game changer for sure. Right now, the situation we have here is suboptimal at best. All right. Well, Thumps, it's getting kind of dark. Camel, by the way, going to the zoo and asking for droppings is borders on genius. That's why you're a moderator, bro. Because that is exactly plugged into the permaculture principle of connecting as a node in a network to get resources you need and exchange resources you have. Maybe you could donate a little time or something, or whatever resource you have. It doesn't matter what the resource is, but that is so cool. I have a friend who goes and collects horse manure at a local horse stable, and they let him do it no problem, and he just goes in there. Key is, and this is my recommendation because I'm going to start doing food waste, I'm hoping, from a couple local restaurants here to feed the chickens. Videos to come, is to make it very convenient and very clean for the people you are arranging that with. So as long as, this is what I've figured out from mentors like Edible Acres, that YouTube channel, and Justin Rhodes and others. But you know, you make it very easy for the people you're exchanging with, and that seems like a good thing. All right, Thumps, let's get you in the cage. Wow. Look at that. Yeah, I'm finding the remnants of my wife all over, like this treats. She's the treat giver. All right. Yeah, I'd recommend rabbits to anybody who wants to get serious about abundance in their life. I mean, to me, it's a game changer. It's so simple. You can have outdoor rabbits, you know, all nonsense aside. It's easy to build a cage. It does not have to be this extravagant wood creation. It can simply be a couple of, 2 cages from Tractor Supply and like 4 of those posts you get at Home Depot. And you're into a 2 rabbit system for something like $100. And I'm going to make a video about that to help people hopefully be able to do that in their own backyards, because I believe rabbits are the key. I do think you could supplement it, though. You could also substitute, rather not supplement, you could substitute guinea pigs. If you had a smaller garden, that might be the right scale, but you want to find a manure that is very nutrient dense. All right, and can't wait to, by the way, have a, oh, look at you, Chicky-doo. Hey, girly. How you doing? This is the hen that we think might... Oh, that's right. Come here. See, she gets... she thinks I'm her rooster. Yeah, she's so sweet. And here's how sweet she is. One-handed. Look, I just one-handed picked her up. See how gentle they get at night? They actually do get sleepy. All right. But I don't want her to fall. One of the things I don't like to do is to have the chicken fall from a great height. I feel like that's just not going to work out 100% of the time. All right, come on, chickie chick. That's the old rake motivation. The rake motivator. There you go. Well, she got motivated right past the chicken coop, but these golden birds, they're not waiting. All right, well, we actually went and visited my oldest daughter and son and in college, and I gave them all my eggs. So I am only 2 eggs of supply. I feel undersupplied with eggs. I've been giving them away so much that I get down to low quantity. Despite the 5 eggs a day tendency of these birds. You going up there, Blondie? That's Blondie. You can always tell Blondie in these videos because she has the darkest feathers of all the golden birds. Golden retriever chickens. $3.99 at Tractor Supply. Yeah, and the unfortunate truth of having chickens is you're going to step in it. And I just did. Meaning these shoes need to be rinsed off. But we have a little system, by the way. You might wonder, how do you mitigate all the, the chicken manure that kind of gets around and it's hard to avoid sometimes. So what we do is we segregate our shoes. So the shoes that we wear outside, we don't come inside. So we take them off before we come inside. So no shoe we wear outside comes inside. That's the whole plan to reduce the chicken, possible bacteria related to manures on our feet into the house. And then the other thing we do is my kids and I and everybody, we wash our hands when we come inside. So we go outside, we do whatever, we're going to come in many times. We'll wash it after we're done, but we always wash our hands. Yeah, exactly. Birds have no self-respect. They will poop anywhere. Exactly. But one place they don't poop? Camel, where they don't typically poop? And I'm sure you can confirm this. Hopefully you can. They don't poop on you. They don't seem to ever poop on me. One of these birds once pooped on me when they were a chick. Outside of that, I have not been pooped on one time. And I hold these birds all the time, sometimes for a decent amount of time. So what I'm saying is, these birds seem to be content with me now. What's interesting is I had a friend over here. I actually gave him some eggs. And he picked up Sally, which is one of our most gentle birds, but it's one of these barred rocks again, and it pooped on him. And I thought, oh man, maybe that's where the saying getting scared S-less comes from, because these, it's a chicken thing that if they don't know you, like these birds know everybody in my family intimately. Anyway, chicken theories, chicken science, chicken math. Wait until you see my next video. Now my phone's getting low and it's getting to the twilighty hours, and I appreciate everybody on here. This was so fun. Cool way to close the day. They poop on you if you startle them. Yeah, I don't think I ever startled them because they've never done it. All right. I think that's all of them. We might do a chicken count. I wasn't counting. Night night, girls. Yeah, I count 5. Yeah, you see that? They can get the light through the top, which is really nice. I don't want it to be like crazy dark in there. They still get the decent amount of light. And again, I always talk about this, but the ventilation, man, that's the key. These chickens love being in this coop because it's comfortable. I built everything to be adapted to Florida conditions. See how it goes. I hope we don't have another soft egg tomorrow. I do not like soft eggs. And then we had 2 eggs that were slightly deformed, if you can believe it, like just odd. And I know it's all from the same bird. It's from that Ponzi. And I think it's just because she's stressed out. But who knows? All right, so the birds, the buns, looking pretty good. Okay, well, thank you for tuning in to this live stream. I appreciate it greatly. If you'd like to support the channel, just go ahead to Amazon from any of the links on the descriptions of these videos, and that helps me. Yeah, I also wonder how the tornadoes will be this winter, how this winter will be in general. By the way, if you are into watching tropical ocean stuff, lots of videos all the time on my Surf All Day A1A surfing channel. I'm actually working on a hurricane, I believe it's Sam. I gotta check. Hurricane Sam. We've had these like open ocean storms. I tend to forget their names, but Sam, yeah, Swell videos, which is the drone video of the surf coming in from these giant ocean systems. This certainly is a special time of the evening in Florida. Interesting. Snow and floods. Really, I would say that Florida in the winter is just idyllic. It gets, probably down into the, cool enough that you feel a little bit of a season change, but not so much that it's, bitter ever. One of the ongoing challenges my family does, and if you're listening to the channel for a while, you might have heard me tell this story, but one of the things we like to do is if they forecast that it could reach 32 degrees, we put out very thin plates of water and so on and try to check it when it's the coldest to see if we could freeze water in our yard. I've been trying that for 20 years and I've never been able to freeze water in zone 10A. It's not to say it couldn't happen. It could happen to, easily. But hasn't happened yet. Now, you might notice if you live in neighborhoods, people do not use their backyard typically. I mean, by and large, there are not a lot of people out using their backyard. And I know why. And the mosquitoes feasting on my ankles right now is one reason. But yeah, we don't want any tornadoes or anything like that that's just going to destroy our little Zen paradise. Of course, you get to witness rejuvenation following the disaster. It's kind of nice in a weird way. But it's just getting so dark right now. I think I'm going to go in and finish editing that Hurricane Sam video. I hope you'll check that out on Surf All Day A1A. Also check out One Step Zen, which is the meditation philosophy channel I like to wax poetic on. Also, you can check out the One Step Now. That's got product reviews and things like that. So thanks for joining. Hope you have a wonderful evening. See you soon. Stay tuned for my next long form video, which I plan to release on Wednesday evening. Hope to see you there. It'll be a live premiere. Thanks.